Hi and welcome back to Mike Makes It. Today I want to find somewhere to store them. At the moment they're lying around garage on various shelves. I did make this racking system that's on wheels that I thought would give me an extra 4 shelves space because of all the stuff we got going on at the back. Unfortunately I didn't save any space. I just ended up filling it up with stuff I didn't know I had. Where it came from I have no idea, but yeah, I'm never going to have an empty shelf in the garage. But yeah, I want to store these. I want to store them where I can get to them quickly. I did put them on this top shelf here, and that's fine if you've got the Ryobi tools that stand up on their own. Not all of them do. That one does. Let's see, this one, SDS drill. Well, no, he don't stand up on his own. And besides, the ones that do stand up fall over as soon as I move the rack in because it's on wheels. So I've got to come up with a little system. If you look at this one here, I'm going to have like a series of hangers. So they'll hang upside down. I'll leave enough space for the battery to be in there as well. Hello, got a friend come to help. They'll hang up there like bats hanging from a roof. I'm going to leave plenty of space so I can put more tools than I got in it, because that's bound to happen. I'm going to buy something else I didn't know I needed. So that's the plan today. I got some right angle steel and a few other bits and pieces I'm going to put together. I'll just sketch out a little drawing and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can sketch out what I'm talking about. If you imagine looking straight on, here's that mobile cupboard I was telling you about. Got the wheels on it. There's the top shelf. The plan would be raise a couple of square tubes up the back, which I have. Run a piece of angle iron across the top, like that, and weld or bolt to it some other angle iron, but in a V shape, or they certainly form a V, but with a gap in between, and that's where the Ryobi tool's going to hang. So if you get a bit closer, there's the right angle steel coming out, and the Ryobi is going to hang between them. And for space saving, I can use 2 for 1, so to speak, so I can have another tool right next to it hanging down. Now this is a top shelf. I'm going to have these tools tall enough or high enough away from that top shelf so I can still put things underneath, but I'll still be able to reach the Ryobi tool. So it should be good. It's an evolving plan. Things change with my plans. I don't know if that's clear enough, but you imagine that's the top piece of angle iron I was talking about. Another piece of angle iron. These aren't the pieces I'm going to use. And you have them spaced like that. And you've got a gap here. The Ryobi tool will slide on and hang from. So I think it's going to work. I'm going to chop up a few bits of steel and we'll have a go. But first of all, I'm going to do these uprights. I've got to look for the longest tool I've got, which I believe is this one. There's 2 similar. So what I want to try to do, I'm not going to be able to get a can or spray bottle underneath this on the shelf because this will be way too high. So the height I'm going to be working from is here. Angle iron will be here, and there'll be enough space underneath this tool to put a spray can in. You can imagine if I wanted to do it with that, I've got another 6 inch on the top, so it's getting out of reach. It's not going to be comfortable to put the tools back. So we'll get these cut, we'll size them up and see where we go from there. As I say, it's an evolving plan. Things can change. We've now got the new Evolution saw up and running. So the plan is I'm going to cut a little bit of right angle metal now. and start constructing the framework. I'll cut a few bits, we'll go to the bench, I can show you what I've cut already, and we'll put it together today and have a few Ryobi tools hanging up by the end of the day. Here we go. Well, so far so good. That's a very nice cut it's given me. You can see it's, let's get on camera for you. Very nice straight square cut. Very little burring going on. We'll go a little bit closer to the saw and I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll go a little bit closer. The clamp that comes with the Ryobi saw is very good. It does what it is supposed to do, but with this particular angle I'm cutting, the bracket on the clamp is too wide. It pushes the metal away from the back here. I wouldn't normally cut the metal like this, but Ryobi tell me that's the best way to get the maximum length of life out the blade. Normally I'd cut it like that, with a square edge to the back and clamp it, but Ryobi tell me long life for the blade, that's the way to be cutting it. So it's a bit awkward to clamp it, but yeah, you cut down the upright section first, then work in. So I'll try that way, see if the blade lasts any longer. But it's certainly cutting well, so I'm going to crack on, cut all the other bits I need, and put them on the bench, just show you what I'm up to, and we'll get it up and running. There's a rack on the bench all bolted together now. We go round here. You see the triangular pieces I've put on for strength. Let's just lift it up. That's how it's going to go, of course. So all the tools will be resting on there, on those pair of arms, and each arm or one arm will hold two tools, if you can see what I mean. So imagine those three pieces on the far end, they'll hold two tools. So this assembly, I think is clear enough, but that assembly will, if I swing over, mount onto these two arms. See the bolts ready to go, same the other end. So I'll put that back together up on the top here, and you can see the finished rack. Well, there you go, there's a Ryobi rack, all put together with spaces by the looks of it for new tools. So Mike's gonna have to go shopping, I think. But this is what I was talking about. They're the longer tools on this far side, and it doesn't leave a lot of space here, but things will still fit in, which is going to be handy. But in particular, all the rest, all these, majority, 2/3 of the rack, still have plenty of room below for bottles, WD-40 and everything else the garage may have. So it's not a total waste of space. I've gained on the top rack there, the top shelf, I can still all have the cans and the bottles and the sprays, but also my Ryobi tools are all out the way and in one place. And you know, there you go, and we'll pop it back. Bang, done. It's nice and tidy. If you move the rack around, they just wobble a bit like bats in the belfry, but they're not going to fall. So that was the main aim anyhow. Yeah, all good, just with a few bits of scrap I had in the workshop. So yeah, well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you thought it was interesting, and please subscribe.